Hello, folks. It's time for something a bit different today from the normal sort of Helminth build guides. I got a kind of a quasi sort of tip from one commenter that sort of like sent me on a bit of a tangent. Basically, the idea is, and I don't think there's anyone else who's making videos like this right now. So, you know, that's kind of something I can capitalize on. But also, it's kind of like a good sort of community service thing. Everyone's doing experimenting and theory crafting with the Helminth system, and everyone wants to show off all the cool builds and all the 1 billion damage, most broken thing. Check that out. Build of the week, build of the day. Do it before they nerf it, all of that stuff. Hey, I do that stuff too. But, there's also, for every video of like a successful Helminth build, with something that's like super busted or whatever, for all of us theory crafters, there's also like 10 or 20 or 30 failed attempts of just stuff that we thought would work, but didn't. Or interactions we thought would behave a certain way, but then we tried it out, and it didn't work, so we kind of sort of abandon it and scrap it and move on to something else. However, I just started thinking, like, hey, why not do that as sort of a community service? Why not do a video, or like maybe even a video series, showing off simply Helminth builds that didn't work? Failed experiments, basically. Because, you know, otherwise you might look for it on YouTube, you have this idea in your head, you want to know if something works or not, you check to see if anyone else has tried it out, and there's nothing on YouTube, so you go and try it yourself, and it didn't work. And then you wasted all those resources for nothing. Well, have no fear, I'm here, I can test that shit for you. I will test your weird, wonky Helminth ideas, and I will report back to you if it works or not. So, if this sounds interesting to you, leave a suggestion, or many suggestions, in the comment section, talking about sort of like wonky, weird Helminth build ideas that you have of stuff that might work, but you sort of suspect that it probably doesn't, so you don't really want to put the resource into it yourself, and you would like to see someone else do it so you know if you should or not. Well, have no fear, because, you know, I can just take your bad idea and I can turn it into content. I can take your terrible, awful idea, your garbage idea, and I will turn it into content, and it's win-win. You get what you want, and I get what I want. So that's the idea. That's the video series. And if you like it, please leave a comment giving me some heads up, and also that, ever so important, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, moving on. Number 1. Grendel. So, when it comes to my previous videos about the Tesla Limbo and Banish Vauban interactions, that got hotfixed, they no longer work, but even before then, people had suggested that you should test it with Grendel, too. Because just like with the Rift State and the Cataclysm, Grendel can eat enemies, which also puts them in the same sort of state of both here and not here at the same time. Eating enemies, like eating Manix, also triggers Tilregger to come back into the boss arena. So they figured the Tesla Nervos interaction might work the same way with Grendel. Let's test it out. Now keep in mind, this is after the fix to the Tesla Rift interaction. So maybe this worked before, who knows? Let's see if it works now. So you chuck your Tesla balls, you wait for them to latch on, you eat the enemies with the Tesla balls on them. Now, if this worked the same way as with the interaction with Vauban and Limbo, these guys should be dead when I spit them out. Let's find out if they are. They are not. Well, tough. Verdict: this interaction does not work. You can save your resources. Yeah, they're not dead either. Up next, I saw someone making the suggestion, or rather he had seen someone do it in a public game and he wanted to figure out if it worked or not. The idea of combining Firewalker from Neja with Mesa's Waltz to be able to sort of like move fast while you have your regulators up. And I thought, that probably doesn't work. That probably doesn't do what that guy thinks it's gonna do. But hey, I will test that out. I will test your bad builds. So, I figured it's just gonna make him walk a little bit faster, but probably not a whole lot. So, let's find out. We will measure this by the, these little lines in the ground to see like just how long it takes to walk forward. So with Mesa's Waltz equipped, let's see how fast I walk. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So about that's the normal Mesa's walk speed. Now let's see with Firewalker how fast I get. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a little bit faster, right? It's a little bit, but we're talking basically nothing. Basically nothing. It's not even noticeable. And the reason why is because Firewalker, it's a 25% speed increase. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't let you sort of run while you're in your Peacemaker mode. You could, if you wanted to, because, you know, Mesa likes having a lot of power strength. You could instead use Infested Mobility, because Infested Mobility scales with power strength, which Firewalker does not. Firewalker is capped at 25%. Infested Mobility does scale with power strength, so you could get more of a movement speed increase with Infested Mobility. However, even with like 100% increase, you're still just gonna walk slightly faster than if you didn't have it on at all. So that's just not doing anything for you. No, people are gonna do, if you want to be mobile with Peacemaker, you bullet jump and then you shoot stuff in the air. And then you bullet jump and then you shoot stuff in the air. And then you bullet jump and then you shoot stuff in the air. And that's how people actually sort of move with the regulators on. Sorry, folks. Firewalker and Mesa's Waltz, it does not work. Neja's Waltz, it's out. It's out. It's not in. It's out. As our final dumb failed experiment for today, we have a little cute thing with Wisp. I saw someone claim, now that person turned out to be a goddamn liar, but that's okay. That's okay. I will turn his lies into content. I saw a person claim that you could use Wisp together with Eclipse for a sneaky little combination with her Breach Surge and Soulgate stuff, because this person claimed that these abilities will sort of change the lighting of your surroundings, so that if you Breach Surge enemies and they shoot off sparks, that will give off light and make Eclipse be guaranteed to give you the damage increase instead of the damage reduction. So, let's find out if that works. Okay, so, as you know, with Eclipse, you can tell up in the top right corner what you're currently getting. When I'm standing here, I'm currently getting the damage bonus. But if I go over here, now I'm getting the damage reduction, because apparently now I'm standing in the shadows. Yeah, this is reliable, right? You can clearly see that I'm standing in the shadows right now. Whereas right now I'm standing in the light. But now I'm standing in the shadows. But now I'm standing in the light. But now standing in the shadows. Wow, what a great ability. What a reliable ability. That's gonna give you the buff you want when you want it. And you're gonna be able to pull that off whenever you want to. As we all also know with Eclipse, it says 350%. It's not actually 350%. The increase in damage you get is dependent on how much light you're standing under. It just always tells you that it's giving you the maximum, but in reality it's not. Okay? So, we know that when we are standing here right in the middle of the enemies, we're getting the damage reduction. So what happens if we breach surge the enemies? We are still getting the damage reduction. So what happens if we send off some sparks? That does nothing. We're still getting the damage reduction. What happens if we activate Soulgate? We are still getting the damage reduction. So, that turned out to be a goddamn lie. You cannot combine Eclipse with Breach Surge and Soulgate to guarantee that you're getting the damage increase instead of the damage reduction. Whoever claimed that you could is a filthy liar, and I thank him for providing me with content. Woof. Ah, how awful. Alright, and that's gonna do it for today's cavalcade into the world of miserably failed Helminth experiments. Hope you had a good time watching it. Hope you don't feel too disappointed. If you have your own ideas for what probably is going to end up being failed experiments, that's probably not going to work, let me know in the comments, and I will delve into your garbage ideas. I will do it gleefully. We will rummage around in this garbage together.